This is huge. This is probably the biggest Mandela Effect so far for me. Previously it was nitrogen being 78.8% in the atmosphere now, and CO2 being minuscule. I think it's 0.6 or 0.7 or something percent of the atmosphere, which puts the carbon tax into touch somewhat, doesn't it? But this is absolutely huge. I was just looking into stuff on the solar system to do with the upcoming blood super wolf, blue, pink and green moon, whatever it is now, and I was looking at star charts and the way the precession of the planets and stuff like that, and a planet looked very close to Earth that never used to. If I ask you what the closest planet to Earth is your answer Mars? Because that's what my understanding was. It's what NASA used to always say, and the reason that they talked about if we're going to go to another planet, it would be Mars. That made sense because it was the closest. Well, it's not the closest planet anymore. Now it's Venus. Check this out for yourself, guys. As you can see there, I've googled closest planet to Earth, Venus. Here's the order of the planets, blah blah blah, and goes through, you know, the placement of the planets and everything. But if you look at this, our closest neighbouring planet, the nearest such planet may be as close as 12 light years away. It was much more than that when it was Mars. On August the 24th, 2016, astronomers announced the discovery of a rocky planet in the habitable zone of Proxima Centauri, the closest star to Earth. I don't remember that either. But yeah, it's saying, I was hoping that I'd talk about what the closest planet to Earth is, but there you go. The two planets travel in ellipses around the Sun, and so the distance between them is constantly shifting. At its farthest, used to be furthest, Venus lies 162 million miles, 261 million kilometres away, according to NASA. That's trustworthy then. Venus takes 224.7 Earth days to travel around the Sun. Nothing seems to be answering the question, does it? Let's see what this says. Universe today. Right, now why is that showing Mars there? This is interesting. A common question when looking at the solar system and Earth's place in the grand scheme of it is which planet is the closest to Earth? Aside from satisfying a person's general curiosity, this question is also of great importance when it comes to space exploration. And as humanity contemplates mounting manned missions to neighbouring planets, it also becomes one of immense practicality. If someday we hope to explore, settle and colonise other worlds, which would make for the shortest trip, invariably the answer is Venus, often referred to as Earth's twin. Venus has many similarities to Earth. It is a terrestrial planet. It orbits within the Sun's habitable zone, and it has an atmosphere that is believed to have once been like Earth's. Combined with its proximity to us, it's little wonder we consider it our twin. I'm going to try and keep it advertiser friendly and not swear. This is all the things they used to say about Mars. I mean, this astounding. I've literally just come across this now. I very rarely get sort of gobsmacked by Mandela effects, and I think people who, you know, announce Mandela effects and they're like, oh my god, you know, I always think, yeah, behave, stop, you know, you're putting that on or whatever. But no, sometimes these things hit you in the face really hard. So yeah, Venus now is our closest neighbour. Now, I don't know the exact distance it was. I don't know the exact distance that Mars was from us. I know the moon was 444,000 miles, and then the sun was 4,444,000, and it was all fours all the way through. Those figures are different now here. I don't know how far Mars was away from us. I don't know how far Venus was away from us, but I know Mars was always said to be the closest planet. And I did quite a bit of searching before I did the video. I should have used some of the articles I found there, but I just thought I'd go in fresh and just show you, you know, what comes up immediately on the Google search. Do your own. But it was, you know, this is an understanding that goes back a long way here. As far back as, you know, Galileo times, you know, they was announcing that it was, I mean, I remember, I don't know, I mean, the rivers on Mars were discovered and all this lot. That still seems to have happened here. That story still exists. But why were they looking at Mars so much? Why weren't they looking at Venus? Venus apparently as well is the brightest in the sky here. Now, I did show Venus in a previous video. You could see Venus, you could see Mars in the night sky. You still can. I can't because it's cloudy constantly. It's been cloudy for about a month now, and I'm getting really fed up with it. I'm just hoping the clouds clear up in time so that I can show the blood super wolf pink Harvey moon, whatever it is, that's coming up. Yeah, so there you go. Venus is now our closest neighbouring planet, and Earth's twin. It's funny how Venus and Mars have always featured quite heavily into, you know, the old saying, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. These two planets always were the two closest to us, obviously, because of the order of the planets, but Mars was always the closest. And it's funny that when Mars was the closest, men were the more dominant sex, and now Venus is the more close, you know, the closest planet to us. And I see very much here women being the dominant sex. I really do. Women are more aggressive. They're more manly. They're more like Sagittarius men were than the men here. The men are quite flimsy, you know. But yeah, I don't know if that relates into it at all. I think it does. But there you go.
journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.